You've got to get off doing everything yourself, and you've got to get some specialists in. But how did you set those objectives for them to make certain that they had the success you wanted in one of those roles? I don't know whether you can choose a role and give us an example. So
Yeah,
some meat on the bone a little bit.
yeah. So every time I've ever tried to delegate something I've never done myself, it's always blown up in my face, always been a failure. It never has worked out. And so this goes to everything from copywriting to product design to SEO to literally writing code and software development. My co-founders and I had to get like 80-20 good at all of these things to get this thing off the ground. And then we started to understand, okay, this is what success looks like. This is what somebody that knows what they're doing, who's good at this, can take it, do better than I can. But at least I know what success or failure or mediocrity looks like because I've done it enough. And even at like a half-ass level, I've done it enough to where I know what success looks like. When we first started GreenPal, my co-founders and I, we didn't know how to code. None of us had ever built a software product before. And the first thing we did is we delegated it. We thought, well, all we have to do is just hire a dev shop to build what we think GreenPal should be. And we're good at marketing. We'll market it, but they should build what we think it should be. And then we'll market it. We'll be off and going. And that was a huge failure. It wasted 9 months of time, like $150,000 of our own cash. And we learned a very hard lesson that it's really impossible to delegate something that you don't have that 80-20 acumen around. So we had to go back to the basics, go to YouTube University and learn everything we could get our hands on and like absorb everything we get our hands on around software development, product design, how to market the damn thing. And that took 3 or 4 years. And then, and only then were we in a position where we could build out a team around us, given what we knew and the needs that we had and what success would look like in every one of those pockets. So as a specific example, I mean, pick any one of these. SEO. SEO is a good one because that's how we get 60% of the people that use our product. How do people find out about us? Well, they search for a lawn mowing service in Lincoln, Nebraska. We pop up as an option for them to consider. It took a long time to figure out a strategy on how to do that. And so in the early days, the first thing I did was went to Upwork and hired an SEO agency and just spent $5,000 a month doing that. And there's like a hope that it would work. And as we know, hope is never a strategy, and it didn't work. And they were doing all sorts of things that weren't good for the property, weren't good for the product, and shady things that ended up biting us in the butt later. But I didn't know how it worked. So then I had to like pour over SEO blogs for a year and take online classes how to learn how to do it, and came to understand that I made a big mistake hiring this person. And then so as time went on, we did it ourselves. We built our website in such a way that it's congruent with what Google's looking for. We understood the value of PR and backlinks, and we went after that type of coverage and those types of links and did it ourselves. And then now today we got an SEO team of like 14 people that have all of the skills that they need for the little piece of the puzzle to make SEO work.
Wow, that's really interesting. You got 14 people on SEO. Do you supplement at all with 14 people? Probably not. Do you supplement at all with any outside agency in addition to those people?
It's something that we're always, the dream is just to be able to hire an agency and let them take it on, right? That I would love to be able to do that. Take the money we're spending with our in-house team and just have an agency handle it, even if it was more expensive. I would love to be able to do that. The reality is I've never been able to do that successfully because I think to be good at SEO, it has to be part of the product. It has to be part of what you're doing. It has to be kind of in the DNA of what the business is. And so it's not like you can just build a product. Sometimes you can, but not in our case, build a product and then sprinkle on some marketing and SEO on the end. It's like, no, the SEO is really part of the product. And so for us, there's a natural exhaust that occurs through our platform in terms of like, we get pricing data, we get reliability data, we get square footage data around properties and what size they are and how much it costs to do certain services and weather data as that. And so we get all this information that's occurring, and we package that as content and to help us rank at local, state, city level keywords. And so that's an example of, like, if you hired an SEO agency, say, hey, we want to do this. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to send an engineer to go sit down in your office and build it? No, this stuff really does have to happen on the inside to execute at a high level.
Interesting. And do you have the SEO team comment on development plans?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you've got a data scientist, a designer, engineer, and an SEO all in a room together. I mean, that like at a high level, that's the skill set you get around the same table. And while we don't have the resources to do exactly that, SEO needs to be involved in pretty much everything that's outside of what people are using inside of the app. And so anything around landing pages, home pages, anything like that, the SEO has to be involved in not only, what content we're surfacing, but what the user experience looks like. More and more the SEO and the product designer are working on the project together. And ideally, you get one that knows a little bit about the other, and vice versa, because these skills really are getting kind of blurred as time goes on. As Google gets good at knowing, what is a good experience and what isn't. It's not just about It's not about keywords anymore. It's about fulfilling the query and fast. And so that's more and more. That's not just one person's skill set. That's like 4 people's skill sets in one that you have to bring together. And in the early days, you as the founder, if you want to go down this route, have to be good at all of them. Pretty good at all of them. You can't ignore any of them.